A new report claims that players around the National Football League are literally asking to be traded to the Washington Commanders. We'll break down that report from Adam Schefter to kick off today's show. Then we'll get into the latest Commanders trade rumors surrounding guys like T. Higgins and more. But before we get into the Commanders news and rumors today, make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already, because if there's a trade, if Adam Peters locks up a veteran piece here to really put the cherry on top of this Commanders roster here in 2024. We're going to get you guys a breaking news video for free right here on YouTube. So if you never want to miss a huge Commanders story all throughout the 2024 season, make sure you click that subscribe button and join the Commanders Report family today. So has the Washington Commanders become the NFL's newest destination? Well, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter, there's multiple NFL players that have told their agents they would like to be traded to the Washington Commanders before the NFL trade deadline Tuesday afternoon. This is what Schefter had to say about the newest destination in the National Football League. That's nice to say, isn't it? Players want to wind up in Washington playing for the Commanders. In recent weeks, there have been players who privately stated or told their agents that they want to be traded to the Commanders, league sources told ESPN. It's possible the Commanders could comply by Tuesday's 4 p.m. Eastern Time trade deadline. The Commanders have explored adding a cornerback and could use help at wide receiver, according to league sources. But even if the Commanders can't complete any trades by the deadline, the fact that certain players would like to land in Washington bodes well for the franchise in free agency and in years to come. So listen, man, Dan Quinn and Jayden Daniels, it just goes to show you that if you get the head coach right and you get the quarterback right, how quickly things can turn around in an NFL organization. This is a team that used to be owned by Dan Snyder. Nobody wanted to come play here. And of course, you were in quarterback hell for all those years. Now you've got a superstar, budding superstar, I should say, quarterback in Jayden Daniels. You've got a head coach that is highly respected in Dan Quinn. He was able to build a hell of a coaching staff this year because he is so well respected, and players and coaches around this league respect this organization again, and that's going to help recruit players to come here in free agency. That's going to get players to ask their agents to try to get them to the Washington Commanders. And when it comes to what the Commanders should be doing here in about the next 24 hours before the NFL trade deadline passes, is that the Commanders and GM Adam Peters should be looking to land a cornerback before the deadline passes. You take a look at this cornerback room right now. Benjamin St-Juste and Mike Sainristil are currently playing on the outside. They've been okay, but they've been far from stellar. And then Noah Igbenogany is your nickel corner that's playing mostly in the slot. He's had some good moments. I think he's a good depth piece, but I don't know if he's the type of player that you can have on a championship level defense and expect that defense to play at a high level. So what I would like to do is add somebody on the outside, move Sainristil back into the slot, and they still have Igbenogany as good depth as like a dime backer or something like that. So you take a look at my top cornerback trade targets as we stand here today. I'm not sure if the Carolina Panthers are going to trade the young J.C. Horn. I think that they probably view him as still a foundational piece to their defense of the future. So maybe he's less likely, but Marshon Latimore, Greg Newsome from the Cleveland Browns, and Jonathan Jones are all very gettable options for Adam Peters and the Washington Commanders to go out and get. And with the New Orleans Saints losing 7 straight games in a row and just firing their head coach Dennis Allen this morning, watch out for a potential Marshon Latimore trade. And honestly, guys, I don't think it's going to cost the Commanders all that much to potentially get what would be their number one outside corner right here in the nation's capital for the rest of the season. For me, I think at most it would cost a 5th-round pick. And who knows, maybe the Saints cave and give him up for a 6th-round pick, because Marshon Latimore's contract is getting up there a little bit in salary cap over the next couple of years in terms of the cap hit. The Saints are heading for cap hell, and they're looking for relief for that. So I think that the Commanders could potentially even land Marshon Latimore for less than a 5th-round pick. But let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. Would you accept this trade and bring Marshon Latimore, a physical, outside, press man, number 1 corner, to the Washington Commanders for a 5th-round pick? I think this is an absolute steal for the Burgundy and Gold. But let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section by giving me an A for accept or D for decline. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. So coming up here, I'm going to tell you about our sponsor today at Game Time. And while I'm talking about Game Time, give me an A for accept or D for decline. With that, let's have word from our sponsor here at Game Time, which is the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets for the sports, music, comedy, and theater in your area. And guys, we all know that experiencing a sporting event, especially a football game live, is unlike anything you can get from watching the game on your couch. So if you guys want to go see more Commanders games live this year, just like this weekend here when they take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. If you want to go see that game and you want to see this electric Commanders roster play some football here, you guys can check out our friends at Game Time, and they have a brand new feature on their free app, guys. It's called Game Time Picks, and what it does is that it filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. All you guys got to do is you guys got to download the free Game Time app. You find an event you want to go see, you select the Game Time Picks button, and it automatically filters through their entire database of guaranteed low-price tickets to find you the best tickets at the best prices with the best seats and the best deals for you and your family. Like I said, guys, Game Time, every single ticket on this app is the lowest price guarantee to any ticket to any event. Also, you get all-in transparent pricing up front so you don't get slapped with a crazy fee at checkout. You also get flash deals so you can get even cheaper tickets the closer you wait to game time. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time today. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS. That's one word, all caps, CHATSPORTS. It's right down there in the bottom right of your screen right now for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply just for that first purchase, guys. Again, create an account on the free Game Time app today and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. So a player that has been kind of rumored to the Washington Commanders as of late is Cincinnati Bengals receiver T. Higgins. And honestly, I think that the chances of Higgins being traded to the Washington Commanders took a bit of a hit on Sunday, with the Bengals improving to 4-5 on their season with a 41-24 win over the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, the AFC right now is very top-heavy with a lot of teams with a lot of wins, and it's also very bottom-heavy with a lot of teams very much down in the dumps. And right now, the Bengals are kind of caught in the middle here, and they're one of the only teams that are kind of flirting with 500 right now, currently third in the AFC North, and very much, in my opinion, still in the conversation for the AFC wildcard. So I do think the Bengals, a team that's trying to win Super Bowls and trying to compete right now, is probably going to hold on to Higgins for the rest of this season to try and bring a Lombardi trophy to Cincinnati. And I think that they try to compete this year, plain and simply. I think they have Joe Burrow. They love him. They got Jamar Chase. They love him. They've got a lot of pieces that they still like. And yeah, their defense isn't fantastic, but they're trying to make the most of the weapons they still have. And I think they let Higgins hit the open market next offseason. But honestly, man, I think that, this team is okay at wide receiver. Now, if Adam Peters wants to spend a third-round draft pick on like a Mike Williams or an Adam Thielen or Keenan Allen or somebody else like that to bolster this room, I'd be okay with that. But if the Commanders don't get a receiver, I'm actually okay with what Jayden Daniels has to work with here for the rest of the year. There's a reason why this passing attack has been as consistent as it is, despite maybe not having the big-name talents. Terry McLaurin is this team's number one. He has proven that throughout the season. I think Noah Brown, Luke McCaffrey, De'Ami Brown, Olamide Zaccheaus, all these guys have had their moments, and Jaden does a really good job of sharing the sugar. Just this past weekend here against the New York Giants, Noah Brown really had a good game, guys. 5 catches for 60 yards, picked up a number of first downs for this football team, and he has been a solid number 2 this entire season. So listen, man, if they want to go out and get another receiver for like a late day 3 draft pick to make this an even better unit and make this offense even better and take it to an even higher level, I'm fine with it. But I don't want it to get in the way of potentially landing a cornerback, because I think that's what this team really needs right now. So if you believe in the Washington Commanders this year after a 7-2 start, make sure you guys click that thumbs up icon right now if you believe in Jayden Daniels, Dan Quinn, and the Burgundy and Gold. So we talked about a potential trade target from the Panthers earlier in J.C. Horn. What about edge rusher Jadeveon Clowney? Rigo's Rags, Dean Jones suggests that this is a player that the Commanders should probably go out and try to pursue before Tuesday's deadline to bolster this team's pass rush. This is what Jones had to say in his most recent article. Clowney never lived up to the lofty heights anticipated as a generational edge rusher coming out of South Carolina. However, he's an exceptional presence against the run and has experience of being around winning organizations. Now, personally, guys, I wouldn't hate bringing in a Jadeveon Clowney. He is somebody that played very, very well in the Baltimore Ravens defense last year, and obviously, he's not a true number 1, in my opinion. I think that, if you're relying on him to come in and just be, an absolute game wrecker like the Carolina Panthers were, you're going to be disappointed, all right? But I do think he is an excellent run defender. He always has been in this league. And right now, what do the Commanders really have trouble with? Stopping the run. They're currently 30th in yards per carry allowed in the National Football League right now on defense. So getting a really good run defender like this, I think would be a really, really good addition for the Commanders defense, but it needs to be for the right price, all right? He's on a 1-year contract. I don't want to give up any high-level draft draft capital to get a guy like Jadeveon Clowney, I would probably give up as much as a 6th-round pick to get Clowney in a Commanders uniform. We know Dante Fowler Jr. has been a big-time impact player for the Commanders defense this year on the edge, but guys like Cleveland Ferrell and Dorrance Armstrong just kind of really haven't been, all right? So getting a guy like Clowney, I think, upgrades your pass rush on the edge a little bit, and it also upgrades your run defense. So this is certainly a move that I would be considering if I were GM Adam Peters. So make the call right now. Let me know down there in the comments section. Would you trade a 6th-round pick in exchange for Jadeveon Clowney? Give me a yes or a no down there in the comments section. If you ask me, if you can get a haul of Marshon Latimore at corner and Jadeveon Clowney at edge for just a 5th and a 6th-round pick, I am taking those deals every single day of the week. And it sounds like a lot of these players want to end up in Washington. So if I'm Adam Peters, I'm making the call. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Tomorrow, it's going to be a busy day, especially if Adam Peters makes some of these moves that we have talked about on today's program. So make sure you guys click that subscribe button. And until tomorrow, guys, go raise some hail.